Bubble, bubble, bubble. Is Toronto in a bubble? Stay tuned to this week's episode of Prime Property. Promise you, it'll be worth it. Good day, Toronto. Welcome to another episode of Prime Property TV. So glad you could join us here. You don't see it right now, but it's been chaos in the house because there's boxes and boxes and boxes of decoration in preparation for the wedding because it's T-minus 3 days until I'm married. Bam. Can't wait. So excited. Fall is around the corner, and with that, after the long weekend, pre-construction season basically will start. So if you've been on the sideline waiting to pick up a pre-con investment, make sure you download my pre-construction cheat sheet, which I'll put a link in the description below, because that way you'll know how to navigate and also analyze each project as it comes out. Now on to this week's episode. Bubble, bubble, bubble. I love it when Toronto is perceived as being a bubble and everyone freaks out and sells their property, because it ultimately means for us who are investors, there's an opportunity to buy something because someone wants to get rid of it because perceptually they think it's worth less than what it actually is. So I love that situation. However, almost every single year Toronto is deemed as a bubble. Last year there's a headline saying that based on an index that a company made, Toronto was in a bubble. And if you want to see or hear my feedback about it, I'll put a link in the description below as well. This year, the headline is accusing Toronto and Vancouver of being unaffordable, using a metric of average income to see if you're able to buy an average home in that city. There's a chart over here I'll put that Bazukas will put up very nicely to show the type of money or the income you need in order to buy a home in a particular city in Canada. Now you can see all of it is over 6 figures. And we all know it's tough to be able to buy in these cities, but now what's not tough is smashing that like button and subscribing to Prime Property channel. That's no secret. Now, I've talked about this countless times before. So when you break it down for Toronto, 2 young professionals making about $80,000 or so, getting up to $160,000 is really reasonable. And there is not really that much of a hurdle. It's tougher to do, but it's accomplishable by many people in Toronto. The challenge is, however, with the absolute truth being that Toronto is unaffordable when we're looking at the average income, which is around like $45,000 or so. So here was a chart I used in a separate video and an insight post back in 2018, showing that Toronto was 12 times the average income for what the home was. And at that time, it was ranked 99th globally. We just made it to top 100, okay? Not in a good way, of course. So we're definitely higher now as real estate prices, especially for the starter homes, have been outgrowing the average income. So it's kind of pointless, really, if you think about it, to call Toronto a bubble based on the income to housing price ratio. It's only gotten worse, so we should have claimed that earlier. And I've been telling everyone, there's no sense of urgency for homeowners to sell because more and more people with money are coming into Toronto. And that's why I keep telling you and all my clients, stop selling. Don't sell if you don't have to. And here's another interesting chart courtesy of Rockstar Real Estate. I put a couple points in here to highlight my points. You can clearly see that ever since TREB started tracking data, the incomes will never catch the cost of buying a home in the Greater Toronto area. And before the mortgage stress test, you could afford about 7 times what you normally earned, reasonably, if you were to buy something in 2008. Now it's 2008, and in 2016, it's over 12x, like I was saying before, 12x. And trust me, it's only probably going to get worse. It's kind of been like this for 3 years, since 2016 to 2019, and with the big drop off in the market in 2017 and the foreign buyer tax coming in, it's just to serve as a reminder to you, regardless of what's happening, incomes will never catch the price of real estate right now in Toronto. That's why you really shouldn't be selling anything. The purpose of all these eye-grabbing headlines is to sell ads to a media headline. Now, I will say, anecdotally, I do think media headlines do impact the market in some way, but as you, who's probably a savvy investor, please don't let that affect the way you are navigating the market, especially if you've been working with me. You know that headlines are mainly just to sell ads. However, the opportunity is now if you're looking to pick up something, because there could be a frenzy of people listing their property right now so that you may be able to get them for a better deal, quote unquote. So if you want to do that, make sure you contact me. My contacts will be right here. Until next time, happy real estate. Now that you're done watching this one, how about this one? Oh, you know what? This one's good too. Ooh, this one's really good. You know what? Just watch them both.